Hey, what's going on, guys? Doing a little computer showcase here for Cult of Mush. Get right into this. Start off. Processor in there is an FX 6300 at 4.4 gigahertz. Cooled by a Cooler Master Vortex. It's a pretty low profile cooler, about 25 bucks. Graphics card, R9 270X XFX, Double D edition, as you can see. Pretty decent card. Only thing I don't like about it is you can't overclock the memory at all. It just gives me issues. Might just be my card. RAM, two sticks of 4 gigabytes of Team Vulcan RAM. I don't think they're in stock anymore. I haven't seen them in stock on Newegg, but they were pretty cheap back then. 1600 megahertz, obviously. No issues with them, no failures. Just reliable. Let's see, storage, WD Blue hard drive, 500 gigabyte. And one of the upgrades that I've done is the Crucial MX100 128 gigabyte SSD in there. Powering it all, CX750M power supply, same as Cult of Mush. Great power supply, semi-modular. Allows you to have just enough cables to power everything without having excess to you gotta cram behind there and find a weird place to put them. Fans. This is actually the stock fan out of this case. Can't believe it's lasted this long. I think it's a 92 or an 80 millimeter. I think it's a 92 millimeter. Fan just on the side panel. And then it's also got a pair of Corsair AF120s, red LED, obviously, if you can't tell. In there. I got those for, I think, $22 as a pack when I upgraded this thing a little bit. I also got another fan down here to help cool the graphics card a little bit, move some air in. It's I think it's a Thermaltake fan, I believe. It used to be blue LED and it was clear, but the soldering iron, I disconnected the LEDs, and then that's hooked up to the motherboard, and just helps give a little bit more cooling. Yeah, I've done a little bit of custom work to this thing though. I looked online. I really wanted to have like a nice fan control that I could do from the outside without having to get into the program, do that. I can just do it while I'm playing a game. I can say, oh, I just probably should turn that up a little bit, you know, whatever. But looking at all the prices of fan controllers, I was like, no. So, I kind of made my own. Right on the front I/O, on this bay drive, I got 2 USB 2s, I got 3 potentiometers, and a switch for the LED strips. Those are also in there. I got one down here to help light up the case, and then I have one on the rear I/O. Just one, that's awesome, especially when it's dark. You can see when you're plugging it in, and USB and everything. So glad I did that. But the switch controls that on or off. Same with the rear I/O. And then you get the 3 potentiometers. This one here controls the front fan, this one controls the center fan, this one controls the rear fan. Turning them all the way down. I don't know if you guys can hear that well. They can be pretty noisy, but they push a good amount of air. Turned all the way down, it's very quiet, if you can hear. Really is not that loud. So the USB 2 actually came from the old front I/O that used to be up here. When I first got the case, first built it, I had a different power supply too. The wires from it just got in the way, and you couldn't get a good management to actually get them to the motherboard and, you know, have front I/O. So I just said, you know what, screw it, I'll take it out. I don't care about front I/O, I don't do much with it. But when I made this speed controller up here, I said, you know what, let's see if I can hack job this and get just the USB. So, using razor blades and everything, finally cut this thing free from the others. And so it's just the USB. And you got the 2 wires right about down there, and then they connect to the motherboard. So now I have front USB, which is amazing, especially with using USB drives and testing whatever. It's just so much easier to plug it in quickly in the front. I guess the only other custom thing would be this fan that's not supposed to be there. I actually drilled a bunch of holes in the bottom of the case and mounted the fan. Obviously, I said before, for cooling. Yeah, that's about it. Used to be blue, now it's red, which I'm happy about, and much quieter. Yeah. So thanks, everybody.